Solid Talk Podcast. Say, I am joined by my brother from Local 222. Introduce yourself, brother.
I am RONALD SCOTT PONTILLO from the Local 222 in Salt Lake City. I am the head of the Conservative Caucus 222 of Teamsters in Salt Lake City. I also have a Teamster Talk and Steward Stories YouTube channel. I have a TikTok. I have a Facebook, Conservative Caucus 222 on there. And I've been with ABF for almost 19 years, very, very close to 19 years. I've been a steward for, several years. I tapped out around COVID, came back in, got reelected. I've been with ABF Freight. I've been in the freight industry quite a while, truck driving for decades, and with ABF for about 19 years.
Nice. Who could give you a better introduction than yourself, right? So, like out there in northern Utah, okay,
Yes.
It's very important that you guys understand out there, world. It snows and it gets ugly.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes a real freaking man to do that job, especially if you're hauling triples, right? You guys are doing triples up there?
Yeah, you don't haul triples in the snow. That's a no-no. But yeah, adverse weather, you never know when it's going to snow. You don't know. What's worse than snow is icy roads and high winds.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll get black ice out of nowhere. You'll be cruising along and something on your dash will light up and you'll look down and it's the spin indicator that your tire's spinning under your truck. And you're like, oh, no. That's always spooky. So, but yeah, we mainly do doubles in Wyoming where I go. Triples are all around us in the West. You get them up into Oregon, Nevada. So yeah, I'm on a doubles run right now up to Wamsutter, Wyoming. It's a turn bid. It's about 530 miles round trip.
Nice.
Pretty gravy, but in the pre-talk we were having, like I said, we've had a gravy winter. No problem.
Nice.
Wyoming can be freaking brutal. I've been going up there for a long damn time. And this year, it's been a spring day until today.
Right.
Today was a kick in the crotch, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wyoming, I remember when I started trucking about 14 years ago, Wyoming was the place where they tell you're going to get some hair on your peaches because those freaking winds, man, those winds will share. They'll shake the shit out of the truck. Yeah.
I got some hairy peaches, my brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, Wyoming, man, it snows and it snows there. I remember being stuck at a truck stop. Shit, 3 days, bro.
Yes.
With snow up to the knee, up to the freaking knee, bro.
Absolutely,
the snow.
Man. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Utah, it just depends. Winter roads, like people see ice road trucking and it's like, so what? Same old crap. That's Tuesday.
Right.
But it depends on where you go because people are like, oh, Wyoming's the worst. Guys in Oregon are like, no, Oregon's the worst. Washington's the worst. Montana's the worst. They all suck. Nevada's horrible. Idaho's horrible. Utah's horrible. It just depends. It's all different. Get deep-ass wet snow. The one good thing about, like, Montana, it gets so freaking cold that it's not really slippery. I know it sounds strange, but what sucks is, like, your airlines, you'll disconnect your airline, and it's, like, just freaking frozen stiff. Your brakes freeze shut. So, like, you'll hit the brakes. Your truck will literally freeze to the ground, so yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, bro, they tell you not to apply the brakes when you park, right? Put wooden blocks.
Move.
Yeah, put wooden blocks.
Move, man. Yeah, you don't do that. And you don't let your fuel get down very low either. You'll gel right up. And
you got to put that liquid in it in the winter. Make sure it's not gelled in the morning,
Yeah, diesel one, you use diesel number one. Back in the day, old school, guys would literally build campfires under their tanks.
What?
That's not bullshit. I've seen it. So there's a place, it's Beaver, Utah, right? And for some reason, Beaver, Utah, like it'll be, 5-10 degrees outside, but you hit that valley where Beaver is, and all of a sudden it's 20 below, just out of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
You'll be cruising along, wintertime, shit's happening or not happening. And all of a sudden, there's trucks pulled over. Everybody's pulled over, blowing freaking white steam. It's like, why is everybody pulled over? You look down at your temperature gauge. It's 10 below, okay? And because they all gelled up. And they all gel up at the same time because nobody's ready for that cold. And they all pull over, and that's it, man. Time to deal with it. It sucks. You gotta be experienced when it comes to that kind of coldness.
Right.
I mean, guys that are experienced in training and cold weather conditions, like, chaining and driving in that crap, that's one thing. But severe below zero temperatures, that's a different thing.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh,
you put those together, we lead a charmed life in this industry, sir.
wow.
We all need a raise
Yeah.
right now.
So they pay you guys extra for all this extra work out there in the snow?
It depends on what's going on. You know, it depends on what contract you're under. So there's a couple different ways that you look at it. There's a couple different situations because you have, you know, that's included in your mileage pay. You'll hear that all the time. Oh, that's included in your mileage pay. Okay. Well, there's incidental work and there's compensable work, non-compensable work. Okay. So like if you got to get out and chain, that's not incidental work. That's non-incidental. That doesn't go in your mileage pay. That is an activity. Okay.
Right.
So in our contract, it talks about that in Article 66 and 67. If you're curious what you get paid for and don't get paid for, okay, I mean, it's stated in the common clauses, which I talk about all the time, but
Right.
66, 67 talks about the activities you do outside of your mileage pay. All right. And that is things like fueling, like chaining, adding fluids, stuff like that. And then there's events. Events are closed roads, accidents, you know, weather delays, things like that. And those are outside of that incidental pay. And with this last contract, when it came up, we got a big raise at ABF, and everybody was like, oh, hell yes. Did you see this raise? It was a lot, man. But I'm like, wait a minute. One of my models, brother, is their first offer is their worst offer. Right. You're never going to go, well, I don't know what we're going to do now. We didn't have a backup plan, you know? So I always vote no on the first one. But that first one this time was huge. But we lost a lot of things. We lost
give us an example of what's the percentage on this race? 30%, 20%? What was it?
Well, it's like $1,000 a month.
Oh shit.
So it was big. Okay, but guys are freaking pissed. They're like, we don't get paid for this anymore. No, but you got $1,000 a month raise, bro. So and that's why you don't want to jump at that money. Okay, I'm sure they will continue to do that. You know what ABF did? Yellow did this, and their guys fell for it, and then ABF did the same thing. Hey, we're not going to give you a huge raise. What we're going to do is we're going to stretch these runs out to 600, 700 miles a day so you can make more money. And it's like,
you get to work longer to chase that quarter, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. See, to me, that's unsafe. That is exactly the opposite direction.
Right.
That's the opposite of why the Teamsters started. That's a longer day for less money, less safe conditions. You know, and they will bitch all day long about you being safe, but they want you to drive right up to the freaking nut, right up to the nut. And then if you screw up or you put it in the ditch or something, oh, you're a bad driver, they come after you. Yeah. You know, they set you up for failure. Why didn't you pull over? Well, I still had, 100 miles to drive.
Right.
You know, another thing that they do is when they calculate the runs, they think all the roads are straight and flat. There's no traffic. There's no construction. There's no mountain passes, nothing like that. So it's like, okay, well, let's see, at 70 miles an hour, if he drives 700 miles, it should only take him this long.
Right.
Okay? And it's like, no, that's not how it works, bro. Because they all sit in an office. They all figure it out on their calculators because they all went to college. Okay, they don't listen to the guys that are actually doing the job.
Right.
You know, so it's like, listen to us. We will get it there quickly. We will get it there safely. You know, we get to go home safe. The truck makes it. The equipment makes it. The freight makes it. Everybody's happy. Everybody's safe.
Right.
But they just keep pushing it, man. Safety standards. And again, one of my things is they're not going to thank you for putting it in the ditch. They're not going to thank you for trying. You're the captain of the ship, and there are all kinds of laws that protect you when you're like, I ain't doing this.
So, Ron, you heard of the STA, which is if you're sick, if you're fatigued, there's a federal law that protects you. Yeah. You heard about that law before?
Of course.
Okay, yeah. So we got a guy over here in our local, Mike Graziano, good friend of mine. He's also an Italian blood, a Sicilian, a good motherfucker. I mean, balls of brass. I tell him, man, you got some real balls to go against a company. And see, a lot of guys will say, I'm a Teamster and wear this shirt, but they don't know shit about it. And fighting a company is one of the things that makes you a real Teamster. Fight the company. Don't be their best friend. Well, this guy fought and got the STA implemented. The company had to pay a fine and no more write-ups for calling out sick or fatigue. And in your case, say you're on the road and it's fucking ugly. You can literally pull it in and wait it out. And if they say, hey, it's going to be ugly all night, I'm going to get a hotel because this weather's not going to free up today. It's tomorrow, you know? And they cannot write you up and all that.
Of course not.
So, I mean, he's an advocate for that. He pushes that. And yeah, I know that definitely where you guys are from, you guys are going to need that shit because that shit's a big thing down here. Even in Southern California, they run in grocery. We run 80 hours a week, bro. They run us 80 hours a week. And sometimes they'll be like, you guys are on 12 days straight come the Christmas holidays, 12 days straight. And it's recap, no days off. So some guys get burnt out, dude. They tap out. They go the whitetail, you know?
Yeah, you get fatigued. There's a word for fatigue on purpose because you are fatigued. You are tired. You are sleepy. Right. You are bone weary. Man, I mean, you know, I've had trips, we all have, where it's like, I am so uncomfortable. I am so irritated. I am so tired. I am fatigued. I can't do this job safely, you know? Right. And when you're in whiteout conditions in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere, on a hill in a forest, and you don't even know if you're on a freaking, okay? Right. You're just go up and down and trying to see the road, and you hit that rumble strip, and you don't know if it's on the right side or the left side, because you can't tell. You're in the middle. You are in danger, sir. Right. I've caught myself doing that, and I think to myself, this ain't brave. This ain't smart. This ain't me getting it done. This is freaking stupid. I should not be out here, man. Right. You know, and as far as like the STA, the FMCSA, it's 49. 49 CFR. I cannot remember the rest of it, but it's right there. It's easy to look up. Right. Where you're the captain of the ship, man. Right. Okay. You get to decide what's safe and what's not safe. And trust me, they know me. Like when I call dispatch, I call line haul, and I'm like, hey, we got problems and this needs to happen. Oh, they get pissed. They try to intimidate you. They try to mock you, ridicule you, stuff like that. Just let it roll off of you because the law says I'm putting this thing freaking to bed. Okay, especially with Teamsters, man. Especially, you've got protections. You've got lots of protections. Okay. There's the National Labor Reporting Act, you know, there's unfair labor practice. You know, like I said, the FMCSA, there's a lot of things there that will protect your act. Right. And those are there for a reason because companies screw their employees. Right. And I've got new guys where I work that they put it in the ditch. I'm like, hey, what happened? Tell me, you know, and they tell me, well, they made me do it. They made you do it? What did they say? Well, they said that they had to do it. They're like, oh, are you refusing to do work? Because that's a fireable offense. No, it's not. Okay, they can tell you that, but once again, you put it in the ditch, that's your ass. There goes your safety points, there goes, you know, everything else. Right. I'll be here where I'm at right now, and this has started maybe a little bit over a year ago. Retaliation for using the STA. And it's low-key. You got to be really smart to read between the lines. I won't say the person's name, but it was a dispatcher, okay? She quit the company. She goes, this company is tracking every time you guys say fatigue. They're making a fucking list and writing it down. And they're going to retaliate by sending you to a doctor within about a few months. And that's what they're fucking doing right now. They're playing this fucking game where they're sending guys out for this and for that. And you know your medical card, it's 2 years. Majority of the time you get a 2-year stamp. Well, guess what they're doing? If you go on LOA, right before you come back, they're going to send you to the doctor, do another physical when your card is still valid. Nope, we want you to go do it again. That's another form of fucking retaliation because you went on an LOA. I mean, it's ridiculous. These companies will do this, you know? Something I will say, if they do that and they send you to the doctor, don't forget, you get paid for that. You get paid hourly to go do that. So make sure you're charging for it. All right. God, I wish I could remember that article off the top of my head. It's 49 CFR 376.5, something like that. It's super easy to look up. It's a legal protection, man. Federal freaking law. So anybody watching this, just look it up. It's easy, man. You know, Google it, AI, whatever like that. It'll pop right up. Okay, maybe you can show it to your boss. You know what? In fact, if you contact me, I will send you the PDF of that article. Okay. Okay. Yeah, just contact me, and I can send you all kinds of stuff that will help protect your ass. I mean, I'm a steward. The local has it. You know, your BA should know all of this, and if you're a steward, you absolutely should know it. You know, right? Yeah, I wish we had a BA. Our BA shows up when he wants. You know, our BA is our president, so he thinks that he's above approach of showing up. But reproach.
Yeah, he thinks that he doesn't have to show up. Shit. I mean, campaigning time. Campaigning time, he was there. Campaigning time, he was there.
Of course,
so,
it's the law, man.
Yeah, that's the law. And see, the thing is, I think we got to get back to that. I think Teamsters got to feel like, hey, we got protections.
You've got protections. You've got power.
Regardless
is a badass thing.
Yeah, regardless of who you voted for. If say you voted for the opposition, Ron, and you're local, you should still feel, regardless of who the winner is, you got backup protection.
Of course.
You should, but there's a lot of that where I'm at. I won't say the local, but there's a lot of that shit. There's a lot of that shit. I just think, honestly, bro, I wish today we had we can have it our way again like it was before, where, they say back in the days, man, Teamsters will grab motherfuckers by their collar. What did you say to my member? Like
go to jail. Yeah.
There was another badass out here on the West Coast. Rest in peace, Jim Santangelo. He was from I think he was Italian as well. He was from 848. And I heard stories. This guy would walk into, dispatch and grab the dispatcher and come here. What you telling my member? And that was Teamster. That was, that put the fear into them. Now, oh, here comes this guy. They smile because they know it's nothing going to happen.
Right. Right. But, so what I do, because I call that chest thumping. Okay. You can't do that anymore. And our job as stewards is to protect the contract. That's right. Number one, okay? We represent the contract, what is in it by the language that's in it. Because any nuance or anything that you used to think it said may not be true anymore.
Correct.
You go in there thumping your chest, by God, I'm going to make this happen. You guys don't know what's going on. And you've been a steward for a really long time. You're talking out of your ass because it's freaking, that's another contract 20 years ago when you worked for a different company. I've run into that so many freaking times, dude. It's ridiculous. So I wrote how to be a steward, okay, and not just what a steward does, but how to be a steward.
Wow.
And it is professionalism. It is how you carry yourself. It's how you act. It's how you talk to the members. It's how you talk to management. It's how you bring the members in to management. And it is doing a professional job. And you're going to do an investigation. You're going to do your research. You're going to document it properly, and all that stuff. It's all education. You have to know how to do it right. So let me just give you a quick scenario, okay? If I go out and a member hollers at me and says, hey, I have a problem. All right, cool. What's your problem? And he tells me the problem. I don't like this at all. Okay, that's not a grievable offense. That's a complaint. Fucking Teamsters. Well, there's no... I'm sorry that you're upset and angry. Well, you freaking stewards say that you know all this shit. Yeah, but you're just complaining. That's not a grievable offense, sir.
It's a gripe, not a grievance.
Right. So why don't you show me in the contract where, because if you can show me, that would educate me. You show me where that is, and I will look it up, okay, with you, and we will write it out together and we'll figure it out. Right. But unless it's in the contracts, man, there's nothing we can do about it. Okay. Right. I will listen to you. I will support you. I'll probably bitch about it too. I probably already know about it.
Right.
Okay, so, but if he does have grievable offense and you walk in to management, you don't walk in and go, listen up. We got a problem.
Right.
Because that immediately is going to piss off whoever you're talking to, dispatcher, line haul manager, whoever your boss is or supervisor at the time. It's going to put him on the defensive. And if you do that over and over and over, they see you coming, they just roll their eyes and they're like, this freaking guy, man, this freaking guy. And all of a sudden it's about you and not about your member. Okay? Your member just got screwed out of a quarter hour, a half hour, a day's pay, seniority violation, something like that. Something that was actually legit. But you walked in with your freaking chest out like your shit don't stink.
Right.
Okay? No, you go in and you ask the man or lady, okay, ask them, do you have time to discuss this with me? And if they say yes, sit down and discuss it. Okay, if you need to bring the member in, you let the member know, hey, let me do the talking, unless I ask you something. Take it easy. Okay, we're not going to get emotional. That's the thing, man. Don't get emotional. Don't get angry. Because if you do that, they're just going to say, screw it, grieve it. And we will talk about what we were just talking about, the grievance process, okay? What I try to do, especially with the way the grievance process goes nowadays, I try to handle everything in-house. And
Right.
the only way you can do that is by being a kind, professional, understanding person. But you have to have intestinal fortitude, integrity, character, honor, and be forthright, okay, as honest as possible, okay? I made a TikTok talking about being open, conscientious, empathetic, agreeable, and non-neurotic when it comes to doing these things, because your personality and how you come across matters as a steward, because you're protecting the contract first,
Right?
Because it's rules for both sides. Represent that member so that when you walk in and management sees you coming, they don't roll their eyes and just get pissed. They're like, oh, legitimate problem. Okay, legitimate problem. Let's get that handled. So, yeah, the old days of grabbing people by the freaking neck and headbutting them in the face or taking them out back or whatever like that, those days are over.
I mean, recently, I think 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 years ago, I had an Italian manager. Good guy. His name was Gary. This guy had a policy: close the door, and we could cuss each other all day during the process. So I walk in there, and be like, "You motherfucker, where did you get off? Give me my guy 4 more stops, you cocksucking motherfucker." And then we just shake hands, and he'll be like, "All right, motherfucker, have a good day. All right, thank you," and walk out.
Yeah,
but see, the best part about it,
that's different.
Best part about it was that what he wanted got done, what I wanted got done. I remember, dude, when have you ever seen a food service guy get a manager and a assistant manager fired from a store? You've never seen that. Why got that happen in COVID? Some fucking, people from Starbucks were giving me a hard time. And I told them, hey, this is a fucking food issue. This is it's a code violation. I told them I need your help. No. You're just crying about something. Let it go. I said, either you're going to help me or tomorrow I'm going to send these videos, these photos to the fucking county and they're going to handle it and I'm going to handle it with them tomorrow. He goes, whoa, let me help you. He gets involved, dude. Within a day and a half, I find out that those 2 managers were fired. Wow. And I was like, that's what I call having the mindset of, you know what? I'm not walking away from here without something done. Because if you're going to tell me to get lost and kick rocks and pound sand, I'm going to tell you go fuck yourself too. You know what I'm saying?
I do. When I deal with management, and there have been closed doors, okay, and there have been yelling matches, what I do is I go in, like I just described, and if they escalate, I escalate.
Right.
Because I'm a lot better at it.
Right.
Okay. And, when you're big and you got a commanding voice and you know what you're talking about, because anybody can go in there and scream.
Right.
Anybody can go in there and start shit and name call. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to be able to prove them wrong. And that's education.
Right.
That's education. So
education is everything.
Know what the hell you're talking about.
Right. Education is everything, and informing your members. And I think the OGs, before they retire, they gotta spread the knowledge to the young guys, because that's where it's at.
Dude, that's my whole mission. Okay, so when I said, I wrote the steward standards. Okay, I wrote 18 articles.
Right.
How to conduct yourself as a steward in the field, in the shop, in the office. It's just how to conduct yourself. Mm-hmm. All right. And my biggest bitch about my local and just the history that I've seen of the Teamsters is there's no steward education from the local. Mm-hmm. The IBT Constitution mandates the BAs teach the stewards. I don't see that a lot. Now, my BA, who I respect and like, he just doesn't have time. He's got like 8 different freaking companies that he has to rep. He doesn't have time to have these meetings and these workshops and these classroom situations. So I decided to do it.
Right.
Okay. So I went to do it, and the local said, you know what? We believe you. We believe you can do this. We think that you're the man for it. But the BAs want to train their own guys, because at my local, we've got 35 different companies under our umbrella.
Right.
And I don't know how white paper contracts work, the nuances of every single one of them. I mean, generally, basically, yes. Okay. The NMFA and the Western Supplemental, okay, and the riders, I understand how those work. But when it comes to white paper companies and all the, the little ones,
right,
I can teach you how to be a union steward 101. Okay. But when
the fundamentals.
So the BAs need to do it, but
Right.
it's fallen by the wayside. It's not getting done. So I have, like, that's why I started the whole TikTok thing. I actually started the TikTok thing by accident.
Oh, shit.
I'm not a very smart man. Okay. But I was trying to edit some videos and it said, do you want to share this to TikTok? I was like, sure. And I didn't remember that I had a TikTok from like a long time ago. And it was actually throwing it out there. And one of my buddies at work, he says, man, I love your TikToks. I'm like, I don't have TikToks. He's like, no, dude, I see your TikToks. And so I went on there and I re-downloaded the app. Bang, I got some TikToks. You can see them. They're still on there. They're old and stupid. Okay. But I was like, well, I'll use this. And actually, my TikTok really freaking took off. And they're just short lessons.
Right.
Okay. My Facebook is the Conservative Caucus of the Teamsters 222.
Right.
And I got 100,000 freaking views, bro. 100,000. And like it's only been up for 5 months.
Wow.
You know, and because people freak out when they hear Conservative Caucus. Oh, like Republicans? No, not like Republicans. Okay. I am not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm definitely a conservative. Okay. The Conservative Caucus, the reason I started that was, again, for training. It is to bring the tradition forward, the stuff that worked, all those Teamster values for the last 120 plus years that worked, all those good things. We want to keep that, and we want to preserve the good things now for the members that we have now. We want to keep that in our local. Stay strong. Solidarity matters, and we want the people in our local to remember being a Teamster is badass. You should come to the freaking meetings. Get involved.
Re-energize the pride in it, right? That's what you're trying to do.
And
yeah, so, I did the same thing over here, something similar to that, but continue.
Yeah, so the progress, like, we're not against progress. Progress is going to happen. Okay, but what we want to do is we want to slow down that progress and make sure it's safe. Make sure that it's not going to hurt people now or in the future. So what I tell my guys, my stewards that I'm training is we're setting this up and preserving the pride of a Teamster for the kid in the 8th grade right now that doesn't know he's a welder, that doesn't know he's going to be a food delivery guy, that doesn't know he's going to be a Teamster. Or the girl that doesn't know she's going to work in these industries, you know, for the Red Cross, you know, things like that. They don't know yet. So we're preserving this and protecting this because 50 years ago, I didn't know the cat that did all the shit that I'm benefiting from. So, and in the future, what I'm doing, I want children to benefit from my efforts now. You know, and the stewardship training, it's a huge thing to me, you know, to where I spent a lot of freaking time doing it. And if the BAs can't do it, won't do it, it's up to current stewards to get educated and stop listening to guys that don't know what the hell they're talking about. And that's why people bitch a lot, is because stewards they're like, oh, I taught my steward about it. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Yeah, that's a freaking problem. That's a huge problem. If you're a steward, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, step aside or get educated, because you're not helping anybody. You're making shit worse. You're a problem. You're a liability, and you need to be replaced. Yeah, I think there's some stewards though that take that being a good person to management too far. They fucking start, you know, being too catering to them. Oh, right away, it's bullshit. Yeah, you bring them a grievance and that. Oh no, the company could do that. Like, what the fuck, bro? You haven't even looked at it. Oh no, the company could do that. Like, dude, I was a steward for almost 4 years. I'm a puppy. I've been a Teamster for 7 years. But right away, 100 days into my Teamster career, bam, I ran for steward and I fucking won unanimously. Which I'll tell you right now, I want to do it again, but I just think that if I do it again, I know that there's some things I've learned. Yeah, management's not your fucking friend, but management will target your ass the more you grievance them. They will target your ass no matter what. But the management here, they play these rules like where they fucking operate by different rules. One building is by the book, and one's they make it up as they go. I you know, you've been at one DC or one place where it's like that, and the next one they run by the book. It's a bitch. It's kind of confusing. You're like, okay. Well, one thing I remember, a grievance is a grievance if you read it out loud and you make sense to you and your business agent, and both of you say, hey, this is a solid. Sounds good to me. Then I'll fill it out and give it to you. Hey, sign this shit. I'm going to
I'm gonna slide it through the management. You know, it sounds like it's a fightable cause. But where I'm at, as of recently, we have new language, new contract, and I've never seen this before. But you've been a Teamster a lot longer than I. Have you ever seen it where on the new contract they put no, you cannot grievance nothing till you're in your last and final?
I'm not exactly sure what that is. When you say last and final, to what degree are they speaking? I understand the words last and final, but like
last and final is like you fucked up 4 times, or they gave you your verbal, they gave you your written. Okay. They used to give you a suspension, then it's last and final. But now there's no more suspension, so now it's 2 last and finals. Once you get on your last one, then you could grievance, because now on our contract it's a new process. Mm-hmm. The grievance process, it's, tell me if I'm wrong, it's here it is, you sign it, I sign it, company gets a company gets a copy, the person affected gets a copy, steward, the union, we all get a copy. There's a timeline on that grievance. Yes. But now the new process is it's not going to go through any of that, and we're going to automatically challenge it, which there's no timeline on it. You don't even know if it's really being challenged or it's just sitting in somebody's desk collecting dust. And you're not going to know about it till you get to the last and final. Oh, okay, now we're going to grievance. Oh, by the way, remember those other ones? You lost all of them and this one too, so bye. I mean, that's pretty much what they're telling me with this new process. I don't know any other Teamster that's ever had that. I think it's the beginning of the end when you do that on a contract, you know?
Yeah. Well, so like white paper contracts are loosely based. I mean, it's a Teamster contract, right?
Right.
So it's loosely based on an NMFA. So, you know, I'm not sure, like, I don't know how to address that directly, but like disciplinary stuff in the Western Supplemental, we have a way that you have to go about disciplining, you know, drivers. Like you said, there's a verbal, maybe there's 2 verbals, maybe there's a write-up, and then if you get 3 write-ups for the same thing, you get fired. But then there's like, you really effed up. There's things like he got fired, and there's like, he got fucking fired. Okay, that's like getting fucking fired, is punching somebody in the face.
They have those 3 causes, right? The sins: stealing, fighting, and I think making threats. So they all fall into the same thing.
Well, there's failing drug tests, UI, you know, and I've seen guys it's horrible and wrong, and I hate it. And guys are alcoholics, you know, and they are truck drivers, and they will drink all night, and they will wake up, you know, 4 or 5 hours later and come to work. And it's like, you're not sober yet, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and boom, they get fired for DUI. And it's like, I don't know how you slipped through the freaking cracks and got in a tractor.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, but that's fired. And how are you going to defend that, bro? It's like, guys want me to defend them. Hey, they popped me doing 96 off of a freaking hill. How am I supposed to defend that? You're breaking the law. You're lucky the cops didn't catch you.
The only way you could defend that properly is if you could show that the truck had malfunction.
Oh, something like
that. But good luck proving that shit if you're alive at the end of it. 96.
No
96.
Shit. Yeah,
but yeah.
You know, if they're just coming after you with, dude, I see that at UPS a lot.
Really?
Like, hey, your socks are the wrong color. You're gone.
Fuck.
You know, and it's like, what the fuck? How's that a thing? You know, I see guys at UPS getting fired all the damn time. One thing about freight, most of my videos, I'm wearing this and this, okay? And that's just so guys will know I'm a union steward, because I'm proud of it.
Right.
Okay. But we don't have uniforms at all. You can show up sporting pretty much anything, you know? Line haul drivers are some of the goofiest dressed people I've ever seen, because they dress for comfort, you know? They'll wear cargo shorts and a freaking sleeveless t-shirt and, you know, mismatched socks and ratty old tennis shoes. And it's like, wow, you're really repping the company, you know? But they're freight guys. Nobody sees them. They're comfortable, and they basically leave them alone.
Because I know right here, ABF, they wear uniforms right here where I'm at. All around the city, they wear uniforms. Oh, is it the same over there?
A lot of guys that have pride in what they do, they will wear uniforms. They will, absolutely. And plus, like, I don't want to screw up my clothes at work, man. You know, so I'll wear a uniform, but you got to buy them yourself, maintain them yourself.
Oh, really?
You know, so yeah. So unless you're a city guy, you know, or a dock guy. something like that. They'll take care of you. But I work Teamster stuff. The way I look at it, you got two different types of employees. You got union members who work for that company. Okay. I'm a Teamster first. I work where I work, but I'm a Teamster. Then you got guys that are like, I'm a company man, but I'm also a Teamster. So, you know, which side you're on, it just depends on what you like. I've seen Teamsters go to management. And I was hitting up a guy just the other day, hey, brother, because he wants to be a union steward at one of the construction companies under the 222 umbrella. And I met him. He's a good guy, solid. He's in his early 30s. He ran for steward and lost. And I'm like, he's a freaking solid guy. And they're like, well, he's just too inexperienced. He doesn't know what he's doing, so he lost.
Right.
So I sent him a bunch of stuff, gave him some steward training, and wanted to see if he would jump in. Because I'm not just going to teach you, give you a bunch of crap, and then you blow me off.
Right.
But he never got back a hold of me. We were about to have a big meeting at the local. It was the general membership meeting. Hey, brother, you coming to the meeting? No answer. But he left me on red. Okay. And I'm like, brother, you coming to the meeting? I need to talk to you. Nothing. I'm like, dude, brother, I need to talk to you. Are you coming to this meeting? He's like, oh, I got a promotion and now I'm in management. I'm not in the Teamsters anymore. And I was like, you got a promotion? Okay, yeah, I'm manager. I'm like, I am freaking sorry to hear that. Okay, so no more pension, all this stuff. So these guys, they go to management, and every guy I know that went from Teamster to manager, like, I should have stayed in the Teamsters. I should have stayed. Yeah, you should have. Okay, dude, I literally today, before this interview, I went down and had a meeting with the retirement people. Okay, I will retire because I thought I had to wait 572 days to retire. Okay. And after talking to them today, I found out I can retire in 1 year.
Shit.
I'm done. Peer 80's up. I can go. And that makes me happy. You can literally work for 20 years where I'm at and retire. A lot of guys that I know, they started when they were 18 and they're 50 and they're gone with a huge retirement.
Nice.
And it's a beautiful thing. And to leave your Teamster position to join management, it's just, to me, it's just silly.
Right.
Yeah, as far as the uniforms go, I just think being a Teamster is balanced. And to me, being a steward is you're like a level up. Okay, you got the rank and file members.
Right.
And even if they bitch about Teamsters or, you know, bitch about the BA, bitch about the local, when shit happens, they need you.
Right.
They'll come to you hat in hand. And that's when you let them know, hey, aren't you happy you're a Teamster? You should be more involved with this. Right. Because my Teamsters, I know I go on and on, I talk a lot, I know, but my stewards, I teach my stewards to mentor the membership so that when it's time for new stewards to come in, our membership is educated.
Right.
So that's the mentorship program that I started that too. So, and it's all about education, back to that.
Well, I'll tell you this, man, you're doing a good job. And people are going to really remember you when you're gone for what you do, because it looks like you're the type of OG that embraces the young guys. I wish that some of these OG stewards where I'm at would do that. They even if they don't know you, they don't want to get to know you. I mean, that it seems like they're more happy triple dipping and worrying about that than to fight and learn the new guys. Hey, new guy, come here. I'm going to show you some stuff. Nah. They have no interest in that, you know, but I'll tell you like this, I'm not like that. And I've been a steward before and I know what it takes, what the grind is. I know how it is when you start and there's half of the room trusts you, half of the room doesn't.
Right.
But my work ethic and helping people and my way of doing it has turned them to come over. And I'm comfortable saying that I'm able to do that again. It'll be a blessing. Because nothing is handed to you. It's a blessing. And I have a good people skills and, you know, but when, like you said, go in there with the right calm demeanor and be the calm voice that calms the brother. Hey, brother, I know you're upset. Let me get to the bottom of what happened. And I promise you, they're not going to get away with it. Let's get to it. And you know what? I'll say it right now on camera. Yes, I will run for steward again. Maybe the union leadership might not like that. I don't care. I don't represent you. I represent the members, my brothers that clock in with me every morning. I represent them, and I'm not here for politics. I'm here for my brothers. That's what I'm for.
Right. You're dead on, man. I love it. I love it. When you go in there and you talk to management, it's peer-to-peer. You're a steward. They're that's peer to peer. That's why if they escalate, you're allowed to, start freaking swearing at them. They jump up. You can jump up. All that. I absolutely freaking don't want that to happen.
Right.
Because we want to get it handled in house, and we don't want to grieve it because the grievance process has become so weak.
Yeah. It's better when you work them all out. When you say 10 of them, you send them 10, Ron. At the end of the month, they're all squashed. No need to go to arbitration. Right. That's the way to do it, right, Ron?
Yes, sir. So it's like, that's why you have to do it right. You have to fill it out right, and you don't do it emotionally.
Right.
You have to go with the words, the text, the verbiage in the contract as it's written.
Right.
Okay. Because, dude, I've literally seen people that you've spelt things wrong. No good. Okay. I saw one of the worst written grievances I've ever seen. The guy's absolutely entitled to this money. 10 hours in the hotel, he ran out of hours of service. Okay, traffic, everything. Okay, slowed him down, couldn't make it back. It's a very long run on the most dangerous road in Utah.
Right.
He had to put it to bed. They denied him the pay. He wrote the grievance with Article 63 that explains that this is exactly what I'm to be paid for.
Right.
And the next 7 sentences were bitching and griping and moaning about how the company doesn't listen. They've been told this, they've been told that. Why won't they listen to blah? And it's like, denied, So, dude, stick to the facts, man. Now, the grievance, when you write the grievance, put exactly what the grievance needs. No no extra information. Can't say that word right now.
So you used to say article number this, and you put the verbiage of the contract, and then you put a small explanation in the bottom. Joe ran out of hours. It's covered under this article. Bam.
Yes, and the remedy. And
the remedy. Make him whole for the 10 hours he was there.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a bunch of emotional crap isn't going to freaking help.
No, it's extra ink for nothing. Extra paperwork that you don't need.
And something you said earlier, like you can add 7 pages to the grievance as supporting documentation,
right?
But don't put it on as part of the grievance. But like what you were saying earlier is being super freaking knowledgeable and aggressive. That's a good thing as long as it's done properly, as long as it's done right, because you're there to get that guy paid. All right.
Right.
But when you step into that grievance hearing or grievance committee, or even with management, you're representing a whole lot more than just that one cat.
Right.
You're representing everybody. That one situation, if it comes back with a positive outcome, that's positive for everybody.
Past practice, baby. Past practice. You establish it and you hang on to that shit like dear life.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the sad thing about it is that where I'm from now, where I work at now, I've heard a lot of these veterans tell me they don't implement past practice, and I said, "Who the fuck started that?" Because I promise you this, we're gonna get back to past practice. Past practice is how we run a place. You can't say we're gonna fire Tom because he broke a headlight, but then Jim gets a slap on the wrist for the same thing. You got to be able to rule by the same.
Yeah, that's just cause. That's steward principles. That's called just cause. As far as like disciplinary situations go, everything's got to be even. It's got to be right. And past practice, which is Article 6 in the NMFA, the reason that a lot of people say it doesn't matter anymore, and even my BA, he gets pissed when I bring up past practice. It's still in the contract. Excuse me, I'm getting a little cold, but it's because there's new riders. Like I said, you got 3 different levels, of our contract, the NMFA, the Western Supplemental, and the riders, the Joint Committee stuff. And there's new language, that trumps past practice, that puts past practice like that doesn't matter anymore because there's new language on it. So you can't just say, well, we always used to pay that. Yeah, well, we don't now. Okay, there's new language. So that happens. I do love Article 6 stuff. I want to get back to Article 6. Like, this is the way we do it. It's the way we've always done it. It worked. Like I said, I want to preserve that tradition of what worked. Okay, these guys get in like little lawyers, that decide what we get paid for, what we don't get paid for, and they hide that in the cracks. And, dude, if every single freaking situation that you and I go up against, every Teamster was in that contract, it'd be 10,000 freaking pages long.
Oh yeah.
So, and I agree, there's a lot of weakness in the grievance process. And it's up to us to keep it as strong as we can and try to build that past practice back up to where we win these grievances.
Right.
You know, because the company, when you walk in, they're like, just grieve it. Because that happens where I'm at, just grieve it. And it's like, the grievance has to have merit.
Right.
Okay, and there's a chain of command.
Right.
When the rank and file hands the steward that thing, he needs to look at it, see if it's got merit. Okay, if you think it's got merit, you give it to the BA. The BA looks at it, sees if it has merit. If he's got a question, he gives it to the secretary. Okay, he takes a look at it, see if it's got merit. If it does, it goes to arbitration or the panel, or whatever your situation is.
Yeah, but don't knock it down before you look at it. Shit, I
know.
I turned it up. I fill it out for you, and then you tell me it's good tissue paper. Come on, man. Take a look at it first, before you turn it down and say that it's no good.
So
but
it's really up to Teamsters to get educated and know what they're talking about.
Well,
every single time a new contract comes out, every single time, re-educate yourself on it. You have to. It's your responsibility. It's your duty.
The biggest issue I've seen is a lot of guys don't care and only become Teamsters when the new contracts come. Then everybody's like, yeah, I'm a Teamster. But like, come on, bro. You got to be involved since the beginning to the end. Because if not, guess what? If you're standing there and you're minding your own business, but you're seeing your coworker about to get fired and you could help them and say, whoa. You cannot escalate from that. Call the steward. Don't even speak to them without the steward present because you might put the nail in the coffin for them.
Absolutely. That's why Weingarten rights are so important.
Exactly.
I have a thing that I teach my guys. It's principles before personalities. There's guys that I work with, believe it or not, I can't stand them. Okay. There's guys that I see them, I go, oh, this freaking guy, but he's my member, right? I got to represent him. It doesn't matter if I don't like the dude. It's my duty, my responsibility. I have integrity. People will remember what you did. You have to have integrity. And again, that one member, if he's screwing up, help him. Or if the company's screwing him, help him. That's integrity. That's what Teamsters are. And you're not just helping him, you're helping everybody. It goes back to that. That's why principles are more important than personalities.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Got to have that mindset, man. It's service work, bro.
Well, I'll tell you this. We got to make 20...
steward out of ego.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that they think because, I've been here 50 years. It's my turn. Yeah, bro, but you're buddies with management, bro. You should really tell them where they go golfing and go hang out with them there, because being a steward is not for you. I mean, I think there's like 4 stewards where I work at, and I only see one, maybe one. The other 2 are Alloway, I believe. Like, I'm telling you, like, we need some active fucking stewards. At least somebody that has some change, or what do you call it, some money in the game. Like, I'm 42 years old. Yeah, I'm 42 years old. I'm nowhere near retirement, So if I run for steward, motherfuckers better know I'm going to be coming with it. I'm going to come with it. Like I tell my guys, hey, they're either going to fire you or they're going to fire both of us. But fuck that. We're going to make our point today. We're making our point till fucking day. Today we're making our point, It's look, I was taught by Local 630 out of LA. Okay. And they do mostly like warehouse, some trucking. And I was taught the right way where, you know what, man, we're not going to take you. And I'll say this because where I'm at now, they take them places, they go all these fancy trips. Where I was at, bro, I was happy with a fucking tamale and knowledge. That was it. We didn't go no fucking Palm Springs. We didn't go no fucking Vegas.
That's gotta be your motto. Tamale's the knowledge.
That's it, baby. Tamale is the knowledge. And you know what? I learned a fucking lot. And you know what? Maybe I don't know every single thing. But that's why solid talk is important, because I get to talk to guys like you. I get to talk to guys like Stan and you know what? Stewards or BAs, or talk to Abel, secretary treasurers, or, I get to talk to all these guys that are knowledgeable. And you know what? This is a party of knowledge. We got to spread that knowledge so that, say you're a new steward and you're watching this. Guess what, bro? By the end of this, you're going to learn something that you didn't know.
Absolutely.
And if you didn't learn something, guess what? At least you know that you're not wrong, because sometimes they'll say you're wrong. No, it's not that you're wrong. It's the point of view of how you approach things.
Absolutely.
It's about, here's the evidence. The evidence speaks for itself. The language backs it. Now, why won't you back it? Oh, because it's me bringing it to you. Go fuck yourself. It's a solid grievance. And if not grievance, at least learn. Hey, it's not a grievance because of A and Z, but you do have a point that they're fucking up.
Right. So
Yeah.
if you're going to be a steward, if you're going to run for steward, first of all, you have to have the time to do it and be willing to do it.
Right.
All right. Knowledge will come. Okay? So something I like to say is if there's a problem, you get to work, you're going to have a problem.
Right.
Difficulty, you don't know. Where's the article? I don't know. Okay. But when you get through that situation, you just built strength in your head. You dealt with the difficulty. You just got muscles. Difficulty builds the strength in your knowledge, just like lifting weights builds strength in your body. It's the same damn thing. Okay. And the more of those things that you tackle, and don't be shit, people are going to know, they're going to figure out that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't want to, try to skulk off, without doing your freaking job. No, attack it with freaking a grin on your face because you're about to help somebody. You're about to learn. You're about to get stronger, better. Freaking grin, man, because you are doing the right thing. You don't need to know everything on day one. You don't walk into the dojo a black belt. You don't walk out of the gym, Mr. Olympia. Okay? You got to learn. You got to train. Just be willing to do it. Be willing to teach others as you freaking learn. And we get bigger, stronger, and confidence builds unity.
Oh, yeah.
So think long term.
Right. Returning calls. Returning calls is major. Huge. People think it's an insult if you don't call them back. Hey, man, I just got written up. Call me back. Or what happened? Talk to me. Okay, I'm going to grievance it for you. Tell me. I need to know everything. And what my little model was, I'll ask you today. I'll write down what you said. Then I'll ask you tomorrow. And if the story changes a lot, there's an issue. Yeah, a lot of times I know that the guy, he's bullshitting me or something, and the heat is gone, but now the lie is there. Right. And you go to management, you go, hey, give me everything you got on this. What happened here? And that's when you're like, fuck, they got him dead to rights. You got him dead to rights, In my experience, it's usually the same guy or guys. It usually is. It's not every guy. Yeah. We've got a guy, he is constantly, I got screwed again. And it's like, what happened, bro? They won't pay me for this, that, or the other thing. And it's because you freaking did everything wrong. You didn't do your job properly. And then you're trying to get the company to pay you to be a jackass. That's not how it works, dude. You've got to have integrity as a teamster, as an employee, So, yeah, we can go on and on about, all that stuff. And I'll tell you this, we got to definitely do this again. And it's great. It's Teamster. It's information that the people got to know. If you're a Teamster out there, this is that cake that you need, because one day your steward's not going to be there and you're going to have to defend yourself. And sometimes business agents get really busy, or sometimes they don't give a fuck. You're going to have to come with the fucking goods. You're going to have to read that contract.
Look it up, man. You can make sure you got the right freaking version of your contract, the newest one possible. Right. And hit up an older steward for knowledge. If you can't find a steward, don't go in a freaking meeting, a disciplinary meeting, without a steward. No matter what. Tell them, no, you have the legal right to say, I will do that when there's not one available. But wait.
The Wayne Guard rights, that's one of the liberties that we have as a right, that we could say, hey, put this off to a steward's here or a BA's here.
That was settled in 1975. The Supreme Court came down with that ruling for Weingarten rights. Okay, there's a reason. You pay for representation. You should use it. You need it.
Yeah, because and if they don't want to represent you, then you can hit them with failing to meet the fiduciary duty.
Well, there's DFR charges, which is you're just not getting fair representations. Fair representation. There's things you can do. It's crazy how many messages I get from TikTok. I was dealing with a guy right before we talked. He's in my union, but he's not in my local. I mean, he's in my area. Well, actually, he's in the West. Let's just say he's in the West.
Right.
Okay. And he's a Teamster. And he got in some trouble, and it's like, you're being treated wrongly. Well, management said, oh, it doesn't matter what they said. You're being treated wrongly. So, but I can't rep you because I'm not your freaking local. Get your freaking steward to stand up. I get people all the time, dude, that are like, hey, my BA isn't standing up. My steward isn't standing up. Then replace them. Right. There are mechanisms to get that done.
Right. Vote them. The voting is the way to do it. Don't throw away the ballots. Vote like your life depends on it.
If everybody's pissed and everybody bitches about the local, then freaking fix it. You are the membership.
Right.
The local is not the freaking membership. The membership is the local. The membership is the organization. You have bylaws. That's another thing. Get to know your bylaws and your local.
Bylaws.
Figure out how to remove these people if you need to.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in this local almost 4 years, and it's been an up and down relationship. But I'll tell you this much. I have not lost faith in the brothers. The brothers are the best part about it. The brothers are, you got everybody from former 848s, you got guys from 63, you got guys from everywhere. And it's great because you get to hear all these point of views and you're like, damn, that's cool. I came from 630 and I'm like a puppy, but you got guys with 30, 40 years giving you knowledge, and it's great, man. I love it. It's like management hates to see it, but like I get pumped up when we're all just talking about stuff, and it doesn't have to be about current administration. It could be from something from 20 years ago, and you're like historian, like, wow. Man, I wish I could just start AI running a program that starts drawing these pictures. But you know what, man? Fuck, I'm gonna get that shit. Because I honestly, bro, some of these stories I get, I got good brothers where I'm at. I had one that just retired, Ed Goody. He's a good, solid brother. He retired. And I have another brother that's still with us, Phil Martinez. Oh, geez, man, these guys, when they're gone, bro, like that knowledge is gone. And, you know, I really hope that when they go, they share. They share the information so that the next generation is like, hey, Gonzo, what did you hear from them? Well, this is what they said, but here, I made a video of him. Hear it yourself, you know? Yeah. Hear it yourself.
The whole reason that I started this conservative caucus,
there you go.
Training, the mentorship program is exactly that, man. Because management loves a divided workplace.
Yeah.
They hate a unified workplace.
Right.
Because they can just jack you around. And if you think management doesn't know the freaking contract, you're high as hell. They hire lawyers. Freaking, they hire like labor managers, stuff like that goes in and just pick that bastard apart. They act like they bargain in good faith. They're not.
You know what I heard?
They say they are, but then they spend the rest of the freaking time trying to pick it apart.
You know what I heard, Ron? And I heard this recently. I can't confirm it, but this is what I heard. That they'll send some of their lower level managers to the local city colleges when the unions are teaching contract enforcement. They'll send them in there, and they won't say that they're managers. They'll just send them to take the class. And pretty much they're learning from our own people how to fuck us. And
that's smart.
Yeah. But you know what? I'll tell you like this. You can know the contract, but if you ain't got the brass to articulate it and the mouthpiece, good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. Because you can know it. And when it comes to fucking putting it down and arguing your argument, good luck.
Yeah, attitude ain't gonna win you shit. You gotta have knowledge, baby.
No, trust me, man. I've seen some people that are fucking magicians with their pen, but they can't get the fucking word out. They're great with the pen, but they can't get the fucking word out. You know, hopefully, 20 years from now, man, we'll see where my story ends. And
look, man, I'm the ADD guy. I got tics. I got a freaking very short memory. I stumble, I stammer, I do all, but you know what? I freaking kill it when it comes to taking care of business and taking care of my guys, you know, and if I can do it, absolutely. Anybody that's willing to read the contract, gain a little knowledge, and actually approach these situations with the right attitude, you're going to kill it, and you're going to help a lot of damn people. And one thing I always like to say is if you represented one member today or this week successfully, imagine the difference you have made in like a year.
Yeah.
Now, so many people.
Yeah.
Okay. Over and over and over. And all those people, they help other people. It's just, that's how it needs to be. Spread that knowledge, spread that love. And remember how cool it is to be a Teamster, man. And that's what makes it cool.
It's the smallest thing. Like, before we close, I remember recently they brought in like 11 part-timers, brand new guys, right? And I walk up, I'm eating my lunch, and I look at these guys and I said, how many of you guys have been Teamsters? I think like 3 of them raised their hand. Oh. I go, well, either way, you haven't been a Teamster, welcome. You're one now. My name is Gonzo. Nice to meet you. I shook every single guy's hand.
There you go, man.
And I said, listen, I am not a steward, but I will introduce you to one when they walk in here. And luckily, there was one that fucking never shows up, but he showed up that day. I said, hey, this guy's a steward. If you have any questions, ask him. Yeah. And the guy's never here, but See, the thing is, when I was a steward, that was my motto. I'll get to work a half hour early for them. Hey, you got 3 new guys coming. Bam, there I was. Introduce myself. Here's my cell phone number. Remember, in exactly 91 days, I will be able to file for you grievances, fight for you. For now, you're on your own, but here are the 3 things. Keep your mouth shut. Be here every day. Don't talk back. Don't give suggestions because they take that as you're trying to tell them how to do their job. You could do those 3 fucking things in 91 days. You got me, and I'll have your back. And you know what? It could be the smallest thing. Hey, Gonzo, I fucked up on my logs. Can you help me fix them? Yeah, tell me what happened. Show me. All right, and I'll show them. And it could be that. It could be anything. But if you show compassion when they're in the moment of stress, that's it. That's boom. That's the bullet that they need. You know, it's not all about rah. I've been a steward 25 years, and then you don't fucking help nobody. You're just carrying a badge. Hey, you know what? Good. Now go retire and go fuck yourself because you don't want to help nobody. You don't want to help nobody because I haven't been here 20 years. You want to help me? Go fuck yourself. You know. But I'll tell you right now, Ron, we need more guys like you that takes the time to help guys. And you know what, man? We'll do this again, Ron, because you know what? We can't get it all in one city. We got to get more on. You know, Ron?
Look, anytime you're ready, if anybody wants to get a hold of me, hit me up on Facebook, the Conservative Caucus 222, the Teamsters. You can hit me up on TikTok. You can hit me up on my Facebook, my YouTube, or, however you need to do it, man. Just
when I post it, I'll tag your YouTube. So when the video goes up, you'll have it.
Yeah, man. Just hit me up. I will help you. I will send you lesson plans. I can send you all kinds of good stuff that will help you if you're interested and you're serious about freaking doing it. Right. Stewardship training means a lot. Being a Teamster is badass, and we need to spread that love.
I think there was a rapper that said it a long while back. Put respect on my name, and I think if you put respect on the Teamster's name, that's major because it means something.
People will always remember how you made them feel. They may not remember what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And when you represent a brother or a sister, and they know that you did that and you stepped up, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean it's major. If you step up for other people, I think the real prize is because you're never gonna get a real ovation. What you're gonna get is, hey, that motherfucker right there. He might be tired, he might be grumpy today, but he went to bat for me.
Absolutely.
He went for bat for me. And you know what? Sometimes that's what you need. That's what you need.
Ultimately, it's the golden rule, baby.
That's it. That's it, Ron. All right, Mr. Ron, thank you so much, sir. And let's do this again. Let's do this again, all right? Solid Talk. This is episode 16 because it went so long. Episode 16 with Ron out of Local 222.
Local 222. Yes, sir.
That's right. Teamsters up in Utah, borderland, Wyoming, Eskimo land, whatever you want to call it. My boy Ron over here. Thank you so much. This is Solid Talk.